All right. We're officially in the red, man. Welcome to the biz with TBizzle, man. Today, of course, we got Coach C in the building. You know what I'm saying? And today we got a special guest, Coach B, the speed architect. And let me tell you, this guy works wonders, man. I've seen his work. It's like I've seen Mr. Clark's work there. Hey, these guys are the real deal. So their handles are down at the bottom. If you want your kid to get better, hey, strength and conditioning wise, you hit up Coach C, and then you hit up Coach B if you want to get right on that track. I'm telling you, hit it here
Mm.
first. You know, I've been in that world, so these are two guys you want to get at, man. But welcome to the biz with TBizzle, Coach B. You know what I'm saying? Philando been right here being my co-pilot, man, on this journey,
Yes.
man, as I try to rise up in this game and get better. And today it got real discouraging. You know what I'm saying? I Buttons had to come in and put a hand across my back. And B, if you around Yaz and you know Yaz like I know Yaz, I text Yaz head off today, and I'm like, sis, I can't get the sound. My sound. I upload my video. I uploaded to YouTube, and I look fuzzy, but Philando look good. At look good, and she like, bro, you got it. Just do this and try this,
You
and
figured it out.
Oh yeah, hey,
yeah, we gonna
she
get
gonna help
better,
you
man.
out, man. Hey, she
Oh
gonna help
man,
you
what? She gonna go above and beyond, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
always.
to Ms. Yasmina for sure, for sure. So, man, what we gonna get into today, man? We want to know a little bit more about your program you got, man. Speed Architect, what you do, and the importance of getting these kids in shape and getting them out there on the track and getting it done. Let's get into a little bit of the big accomplishments you've been getting to at Mountain Island Charter out there, man. You've been doing major things as a coach, man. Salute to you for that, man.
Hey,
I
I
just want to
appreciate
hear
it.
it, man. Let's talk about it, man.
Hey, yeah. So,
Yeah,
well,
so
you,
well,
we started out as
we
part of
started.
uh so we started as the track arm of TCE because I well you know we well they probably know you coach the football
Right.
part of the organization, and then Perk and Ray came to, well, they started out with Hutch, and he was like, hey, we're gonna start this track arm because the goal was always to give the kids another avenue to get to school or to get to the next level, or to help them with football or whatever other sport. So it was like, Hutch had started it, and then when they came to me, they was like, "Hey, you're gonna be, one of the only positive male black, figures that they probably might see or pour into them. So like, we need you." I ain't doing that. I ain't doing it. Nah, you got to. So like, I finally did it, and then Hutch, he left. He had to, he was working and in school and all that stuff. So then I took over the program probably about 3 months in, and that was about 10, 11 years ago, and I pretty much been running it ever since, man. And um it just kind of took off from there. I just kind of, put my own flavor on it, like all the stuff I learned and as I learned over the years, and just, built up Team Charlotte Premier, which is, part of Team Charlotte Elite. And then kind of like, well, like we talked about before, that's Khalil up there, and like, I don't know if you can see Javon on the other side. Those are our first two homegrown national champions with Team Charlotte Premier. So Khalil, that's Khalil. He is the freshman 400-meter national champion for Adidas, and then Javon is the middle school 100-meter national champion, and then both of them were third or All American in the 200. So those are our
Yes, sir.
first major players for Team Charlotte Premier. And then so back about 2 or 3 years ago, Armante, who is Dean across the river's son, who is they grew up in TCE too. They trusted me a lot with Ferg, well, with Armante, so I call him Ferg. And so his high school coach saw what I was doing with him, and how he was progressing, was like, hey man, you got to come over and join our coaching staff. And it was a little, I was a little hesitancy because, like, I didn't want to fail at it. But he was like, nah, I see what you're doing. Like, I know it'll work. I know it'll work with our program. So he convinced me to join the coaching staff at Mountain Island Charter. And so, like, our first year we won the state championship, the 1A. state championship for North Carolina, and then we won indoor 1A 2A in 22, and then we won outdoor again in 22. So a lot of the stuff that I learned over the years from coaching and developing some of the younger athletes directly transferred to what I was doing in high school. Well, what I did for high school. So it all came together, and then like over these past few years, I've been, going to clinics and talking to like, high level coaches, trying to hone my craft and make sure like what I'm doing translates to football, baseball, basketball, and um, just helping me overall become a better coach and make all athletes better for all sports.
No
So
doubt.
it's been a fun journey. I've been learning a lot, man, and I'm just trying to get sharper, man, because like I just want to be one of the best in the world, man.
I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. If you ain't in it for a reason, then what you here for? And I know you're a passionate guy. I've seen you out there, you know, doing your thing, coaching, man. While out watching my son run, you're
Oh
a
yeah,
passionate guy, man. You love. I can tell you love what you're doing, man, and you love, you know, each and every kid that's out there running, man. Even on down to the babies, man. You
oh
remind me
yeah,
so much of my guy Will, and you two guys about that track is very passionate because it takes hey Philando, it takes a dog to be out there all day. 'Cause we got to be out there
oh
six,
Yeah,
man,
7. He a coach, so he
for
might
real.
be out there 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. You
yeah,
feel me?
11,
I don't know.
11, 12 hours a day, man.
Let me
Is
tell you
Yeah,
something.
man,
man, you got to be a dog to be in that track world, Philando.
yeah.
Listen, one of my little nephews was running track. Booker's son.
Yeah.
I went to track meet. So I got there. He ran. I was like, so when he run again? They was like, oh, about 4 hours. I was like,
See y'all later.
you got, you got,
Yeah, man.
you got.
I'm out of here,
Yes,
I'm
sir. You
not
got
putting.
to be a dog. You got to be a dog to be out
Boy,
there, man.
oh, that's some hard parenting right there, boy.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one of the
hey,
first things I asked, man. I said, man, so how long is a track meet?
All
And coach was hesitant to tell me. He was like, well, I mean, it's all day thing. I was like, okay, so do they have it's like a time like I can leave and come? No, you can't leave
no,
and
no.
come back. You might miss something,
uh,
it depends, but oh my God, but some track meets are ran smoothly and some track meets it's just like, oh my God, it's all day
Right.
long, man. I remember being at a track meet at John C. Smith till like
That's
maybe 2 in the morning.
oh yeah,
Powerade State game. That's when you was
oh
at.
yeah, yeah.
full
I
Yeah.
think
house.
that
Oh,
was. I think that was the. I feel like that was like
yeah.
2017 or
It was a while
2018.
ago. Yeah,
Yep.
it
Yeah,
was a
it
while ago.
was, bro. It was
Yeah.
terrible, man. Hey,
I remember being out there for at least two, maybe no,
Man, look.
no. I left at 12 o'clock. Buttons
oh
wasn't
yeah,
having it. So yeah, yeah, yeah. We I remember
got up out
someone
of there.
telling me that they stayed out there to 2 o'clock trying to,
Man,
no
bro.
way.
Like I got there probably like I know his first event was the first heat was like maybe like 11. So I
Yeah.
got up and I was like, oh shit, I'm thinking like, okay, they're gonna, what I'm saying, about another hour he'll probably be back on the track again. I said, wait, when's he run again? He was like, oh shit, about 3 o'clock. I was like, keep it up, boat, keep me updated.
Hey, send me the video.
Because with
Yeah.
Send me the
You gotta
football,
video.
take you gotta
with,
take
with football,
everything out there, man.
let me
Have
tell you
to.
something. Football, the game started at 10. Okay, get there at 9, 8, 8:30. We
Yeah.
warm up. Shit,
Right.
12 o'clock at the crib.
Yeah.
Nah.
Warmed up, play the game,
Well,
and watch
no, I
else.
can't say that, Orlando. I was out there all day at football too. I would go out there,
Yeah, yeah.
early and stay till it's time to clean up.
But
Man, I
that's
was one of them guys. I sat there.
because you, not because you had to.
Yeah. Right, 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 right. That's a fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
I just love.
Bottom
I mean, I
line,
play
man.
football all day, but I ain't gonna. 3 seconds. Now I gotta wait for 4. You do 3 seconds again?
Oh yeah,
No doubt.
yeah,
No doubt.
it's a labor of love, man. And then well,
I,
so with like I think it's not as bad for the coaches because like as you start getting more kids out there and like more age
right.
groups, then you got kids and like bunch of different age groups. So like I told Tony, like when I'm there, like I'm locked in on like all our kids. So like I'm looking for like improvements and like what they're doing in all their races. So like But that's my thing. Like I could watch it all day. Like I don't even have to have kids like running for me.
Right.
I'm watching everybody because you never know because so now that I coach in high school, like a lot of kids that I coach, in the summer or club or like, personal train, like I see them at other schools too. So it's like, and you also, and since I like, I got a pretty decent following on TikTok. So a lot of kids reach out on TikTok too, like, hey, look at
Mhm.
my start, look at my running form and look at all that. So it's like now I'm kind of like in the habit of looking at stuff. And then like you'll see other athletes that might be executing some things differently or better than yours, and then like then you get to talking to their coach, I'm like, hey, how'd you, what'd you do to like fix this, or what'd you do to
Mhm.
like kind of cue that? So it's for me, it's like I'm trying to learn stuff too, and just kind of like see how people do stuff, and then like parents will ask you about other kids and what you see in them and all of that stuff. So I'm it's a different experience for me than everybody else. So
Yeah.
This question I often had about track. You obviously, I think you could probably answer it for me. So, like, let's say when and just this, when would you say an athlete peaks at his like physical peak at track?
um that's hard to say because it's so many factors involved with that. I would say for some it could be when they're 27 or 30. Some it could be 35 or 36. Like Gatlin, he just retired at 39, I think, and then Bolt stopped at 33 or 34 somewhere in there. Maybe I can't remember, but I think for high school kids, I think it's hard for them to if they have the right coaching and you have the right progression plan for the athlete. I
Mm-hmm.
think it they shouldn't peak out in high school.
Right.
If the athlete peaks out in high school, is because the coach peaked out in terms of their knowledge and how they set their season up. So my goal is to never have any of my athletes outgrow my coaching ability. So the
Mm-hmm.
athlete peaks once they outgrow the ability of the coach. So that's why I'm always like trying to go to coaching clinics and
Right.
like talking to other coaches so I can set up their season to help them progress and not cap out because like with high school athletes, especially on the male side, I think there is what's the there's not a cumulative testosterone effect in the male athlete in high school. So
No.
what I mean by that, there's basically no grown man strength in the
Right.
high school athlete. So that's why like when they get to like 24 to like 26 range, like is like kind of the peak male performance. I guess
Right.
you could call that the peak male performance because there's
Right.
a cumulative testosterone effect. So it's like there's more testosterone absorption by the muscle groups and
Right.
all of that stuff. So they can their
Awesome.
force application is better and like
Right.
everything's just better at that in that age group.
So the follow up question to that is, I'm glad you said that because I understand that part, right? So do you think they physically get faster, like their output, their power output is more, which will increase their time, or their technique?
I think it's a mixture of both
Okay.
because like with um like so some of the coaching clinics I've been to, like a lot of a couple of high level coaches, like any idiot can coach another idiot for 2 years. And it's like
Mm,
after that second year, it's like, what is your knowledge base telling you? Because like I said, like I don't want my athletes to outgrow my coaching ability. So
gotcha.
if
Right.
I can see like what they're doing wrong, so I'm a technical coach. So I teach kind of, I teach a lot from my athletes. So like I'm looking at their postural alignment, their foot strike, the
Right.
angle, yeah, the angle of their thighs, like how well they're pulling up from their hip, how well they're pushing down from their hip. Are they landing on the outside of their foot, on the inside of their foot? Are they landing on the heel too much? Is the like so when they run like it needs to be kind of it needs to strike down a little better, but sometimes they kind of swing their shin open so the heel lands first, or like sometimes the thigh is coming back too far, so it's more. too much backside heel recovery. So like when they go to like step down or swing forward, then they can't because they're spending too much time on the ground because they're either reaching too far back or
Mm.
reaching too far forward. So like
So
it
that's a
goes is a what?
so that's more of a technique thing and versus a
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, and but sometimes well, a lot of coaches aren't looking at it as advanced technically like that too, but it is also a force production or a power output. So
Right.
they're not doing enough stuff to help them generate enough force. So they could, not be spending enough time in the weight room, or
Mm.
they might not they what I've seen or what I've learned over the past, few years is that a lot of coaches aren't running fast enough for long enough. So they're not doing a lot of enough max velocity stuff. They're not doing
Mm.
enough acceleration stuff. They're not doing a lot of pure speed development. So they're not doing there's no plyometrics in their programs. There's no bounding. There's no full
Right.
speed stuff. It's a lot of like cross
Force.
country running or like yeah, or they're like they'll do like 16 400s, saying that they're getting them in shape to run or yeah,
That,
stupid stuff like that. So it's like, you're not really helping the athlete do that.
yeah, you're conditioning them, but you're not really increasing their power. Right. I get
Yeah.
you.
And
Right.
so what I've learned from the coaches that I've talked to is like if you want to run fast, you got to train fast. And like you got to do stuff that's going to help them. The
Translate.
it- yeah, so they said the strength levels that you get from sprinting at full speed is for women is anywhere from 170 to 185% strength gains, and then for boys is anywhere from 200 to 220% in strength gains running full speed. So running full speed, there is no substitute for running fast. Like you
Right.
can do like when you lift weights, like some of the ballistic stuff helps with later on in the race, probably like max velocity or transitioning from max to, the deceleration pattern. Or if
Right.
you're doing like high explosive stuff like
Like triple.
power cleans and yeah, like to help with that triple extension off the block. So
Right.
like some of that the full power stuff helps with like the first step to like maybe step 3 or step 4.
But you gotta
So,
have
but
that.
yeah, so there's nothing that's
Right.
like there's nothing you can do in a weight room that's gonna help with like there's no one exercise that's gonna help with every aspect of racing. But if you sprint full speed, that's gonna help with the whole race. And it also translates to football and baseball and basketball too. So like if you're running full speed, the strength gains that you get from the core, it helps with core engagement, hip flexor engagement, glute
Right.
engagement, psoas engagement. So if you get the strength gains you get from running full speed, so like if you're a baseball, if a pitcher, then like your
That
your hip
kick.
flexor
Right.
yeah, your hip flexors, core,
Right.
lower ab, all get stronger. So if it's getting stronger from running faster, then you
Hit.
can you can put more velocity on the ball.
I,
You'll have better control of your pitches, all because you have more core strength and more hip flexor strength, or there's more ancillary muscle group engagement to do whatever it is you want in any other sport. So that's
right.
why running track or running at full speed helps with all of those other sports.
Right. I'm glad you said that because I've always people used to think I was crazy about the pace of my workouts, but I base the pace of my workouts on the pace of the game. Right. Like if you can't go 15, the average play in football lasts what 4 seconds, right? So you should be able to go 10 seconds, full velocity, take 30 seconds recovery and do it again. But we're only going to do 4 sets, right? So if you can't handle that, then you're not going to be able to handle the pace of the game. So I've always thought it has to translate to what you're doing on the field,
Right.
and that's what's been my philosophy because I watched Ralph train track athletes and I was like, it only makes sense, right? Like because if you look at a 100-meter runner versus a 400-meter runner, they are way more muscular, way more dense muscularly, and way more explosive. that's going to translate to any sport.
Right.
You know, kind of like that. That's where your interval training comes in, right? I need to go as hard as I can for 10 seconds, recover, versus in track, with a runs, you're going to take what, a minute, 2 minutes or whatever in your training, but you don't have that kind of time in the football field. So we're going to take 45 seconds to a minute, recover, and we're going to do it again, right? That's going to translate to the field. And so the goal is to have equal work and equal rest so you're fully recovered. And once they get to that point, they're walking
Lights
through
out.
games.
Yep. Lights out.
They're walking through games.
And that's what that it kind of goes back to what me and T Biz was talking about earlier. Like, when kind of like in the early stages of the track program, him and Yaz was like, hey, you got to talk to these football players, come out. And he was gracious enough to let me come out there and talk to his athletes, and then sent them over to me. And Khalil, he started he he came over to the program. It was him, Zion, John, and now
Uh,
Travis is there. And it's
yeah,
like, yeah, so they all trained with me. And then, like, once they got that base work and the speed work and all that stuff from us, once they went back over to Tony, it was like, it was lights
yeah,
out. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
once the fourth quarter came, it was just like, the first quarter.
yeah.
Like,
right,
we feel fresh because after we done got beat up by Coach B, it's like,
right.
shoot, this ain't nothing.
This is that
Right, right.
warm up. Yeah, we're
Definitely,
ready to.
Yeah, we
definitely,
we
man.
ready to
Definitely
rock
had
and
seen
roll.
different kids. Yep,
Yeah,
definitely seen
and
different kids that
it,
following year, man. Like I was telling them, with Stacks, Philando, Stacks ran track the year, the year before he went to Mint Hill when he played with Fairfax. He
hmm
ran track that all season, and that year that he came back and played with Fairfax, when he was just he, Fairfax would only just call us sweet, and Deontay was, what I'm saying, down the sideline. So that was
yeah.
just from track, and he just like, he ran track this off season. Okay, let's give him a toss play. He get the toss play and just walk past kids. It was just, that's when I knew, okay, I'm a track dad now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And yeah, Johnny ended up growing up loving it. So it's definitely, man, track is the ultimate workout, man. For
No,
real,
I
for real. If you want to get a
right.
football player, conditioning
Yeah.
and getting
You
faster
can't.
and stronger, yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm all for it, man. Like I always say, that's probably the only sport that translates to football.
Mhm.
Everything can help
Yeah.
football, but football, like football is not going to help you better with baseball or
Right.
whatever. Everything can help you with football, right?
Right.
Baseball
Yep.
can,
Baseball.
basketball,
Yeah.
track, but really only football helps you with football.
Right. There you go. There you go.
We can
Absolutely.
borrow everybody
Absolutely.
borrow from us, only except the physicality. That's about it, really, honestly.
Right.
Yep.
So, Coach B, do you find it easier training the youth or the high school kids? Do you find it easier to get the youth to abide by everything Coach B is trying to teach them, or the high school guys?
It really depends, man. Like, sometimes, so with you kids, man, like, bro, they just don't listen, man. They don't be wanting to listen
Yeah.
to nothing, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
so, like, I don't usually coach the 8 and under, because, like I haven't developed the patience to coach
Right.
them yet. Cause, like, what, man, them kids like 10 and under, but they just don't listen. But they touching each other, they jumping on stuff, bro, they
Yeah.
they all over the place, man. And I thought it was just me. I like, man, well, maybe I ain't doing this and that. And we went to it was some track meet that had an A&T, and one of the officials was like, "Hey, if somebody come to me and tell me that y'all 8-year-old boys did something, I'ma believe them, cause they don't listen. They don't listen
Yeah.
to nothing or nobody. They they
Right.
they into everything. They doing stuff they ain't got no business. 8-year-old boys just don't listen, man. That's just
No.
what they are, man. So sometimes yes, sometimes no. But
Yeah.
so as I'm doing like more private coaching and kind of like prepping them to go from like middle school to high school, they like the kids that want to be there, like those start being the easier ones to coach. Cause like
Mhm.
with private groups and like my club groups, it's like, all right, these kids actually want to get better. They actually want to perfect their craft. So they're listening and applying what you're
Right.
telling them. So that's why I think it's easier for kids that's below like 12. Like it's mostly their parents making them be out there. It's like,
Mhm.
that's why like I don't usually let kids below 12 do indoor because it start getting cold, and the
Yeah,
weather is a big factor, and they're like, this some bull, like, can I go to the
yeah.
bathroom, when it's
Right.
gonna be over, and this and that. But the
Right.
older kids, I'm like, hey man, layer up because we
Yeah.
got work to do.
There you go.
We
There
got
you
stuff
go.
to do. And they like, all right, well, I mean, he ain't canceling practice. And I don't cancel practice. Like, I've been out there in the rain. I've been out there with snow on the track. We've been out there. It's been 30, 35 degrees. Hey,
Coach B, what you gonna do on the track with the snow out there, Coach? Give me something.
hey,
Give me something. Give me something, Coach. You
Yeah.
was doing out there with the snow
well, no,
on the track.
well, hey, well, it was snow on the other side of the track, but hey, if we gotta shovel out lane one,
Hey,
hey,
gotta get it in, huh?
we
Get
gonna be,
get
hey,
your
put
day.
those spikes on and see if you can get some grip on that ice. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we doing
Yeah.
it, bro.
Let me ask you this. Like, so depending on the weather, does that determine the length of your warm up and your dynamic movements before you get into it because of the cold weather?
Sometimes,
Right.
sometimes it
Not necessarily
it
be a little more. You pay a little more attention to them in that cold weather.
yeah, but so we don't usually we won't be out there. By the time it like gets into the 30s, they're already like really good and warmed up. But
Mhm.
I do make sure like they do like complete the full warm up and like go through all our stuff. So and that's why I also tell them to layer up, because sometimes like with the high school kids, like they sit around more at track meets, or once they get like they get a little piece of warm weather, then they got like they'll just have their
They'll
shorts
just have
on
the
and maybe like
shorts
a
on and
t-shirt or like a long sleeve shirt. So it's like they, soon as they warm up, they getting right back cool. So
Right.
I gotta teach them like how to dress,
Yeah.
and stay
Right.
prepared for that movement, because like getting them warm and getting them moving and all of that stuff, that's the easy part, like keeping them kind of where their body temperature or where the soft tissue temperature needs to be or
Right.
needs to stay at. That's the teaching part, because a lot of them, they just don't know, because
Right.
like nobody is teaching them like how to be prepared and how to stay prepared. And like
Right.
sometimes like they'll get there and like warm up as soon as they get there, but they don't run for like another 3 or 4 hours. So it's like, all right, look, man, like, so as you become, I don't want to say become elite, but as you start to
Deep.
get better and better at
Right.
your craft, then start warming up maybe like an hour and a half before you run, to make sure like everything's warm, everything's firing the way it's supposed to be, and you're still loose and got elasticity in
Right.
in your movement and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of teaching them and helping them stay prepared. But we don't really change that much, because we, like, as they've been with me, they know what to expect. So it's
Right.
not like we don't have to change that much. And plus, like, I don't want them out there for too long. So it's like, all right, let's be intense with our warm up, be precise and be
Yeah.
intentional about what we're
Right.
doing. So once we get to the workout, we can just bang it out and get out of here.
I got you. I agree with that. I agree
Gotcha.
with that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Orlando,
People
you got
that
Coach C, you got anything else for him?
jump out there and start running, bro. It's a whole lot more.
Now I so I've seen that, and I fuss about that too. So did he did that a couple of weeks ago? I about damn lost my mind. But so my thing is like, look, it's cold out here. You better warm up. Cause if your ass pulls something or you get hurt,
It's gonna
don't
be
come crying to me, cause I'm not gonna help you up off the track. So he come out there, man. If he get out the car, he do like two quick stretches. We talking about Khalil, Tony. He get out the car,
Gotcha.
do like couple little stretches.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, I'm ready to go. But what you doing? So, man, I got it, coach. I got it. I was like, all right, now what? Yeah, yeah, I know. If I pull something, yeah, it ain't your fault. Blah blah. All right, man, let's go.
Right.
Man, put his
Right.
spikes on. ran like a 24-2 or 24-3 in a 200 with no warm up. Now,
Ain't
bro, you
no
ain't
man.
supposed to be able to do that, man. I'm
That's
like,
unreal.
bro,
No, no,
but
unreal.
Khalil crazy though, man. So
Yeah.
some kids could do. All my kids can't do that, man. Like
Nah,
I'm not gonna let them do all that. But I'm just Khalil, you like, bro, you can't tell that nigga nothing, man. He do what
right.
he
Man, I'm
want to
telling
do,
you,
man.
man, I seen the man wake up at the track meet. I seen him wake up and go out there and dust some cat off. He,
Hey,
Hey,
bro, I
hey,
don't even.
Coach C, listen.
Hey,
When he
me.
come off the curve, oh my goodness,
Yeah, if
that's
he
how.
in the lead, if Khalil's in the lead off the turn, ain't
it's
nobody
over.
catching him. Ain't
Yeah, yeah,
nobody. And I done seen him do it. He did it at nationals. He did it at whatever meets he be at. If he in the
yeah.
lead off the turn, you are not beating him. He just
So let me ask you this, Coach. What do you say to the other guy? Well, Khalil didn't warm up.
well, so that
Listen.
I don't coach everybody the same. I'm an equal opportunity fusser, so I fuss at everybody. And
Right,
Khalil get cursed out more than anybody on the track.
Yeah,
So,
for
but
sure.
they all know who he is and what he
right,
does. So it's
right,
like everybody know they can't do that because
right.
I fuss at him all the time, and they just like, hey, that's
Man,
just
what you,
Khalil, man.
bro?
Yeah, that's just what he do. They all know they gotta go
Yeah,
through that progression. Cause like a couple of people have asked that. I'm like, bro, you can't do that. If you do that,
yeah,
your damn hamstring gonna be laying on the track over there.
Right,
So just
yeah.
do what you supposed to do. Don't worry
right.
about what he doing, cause it's gonna catch up to him. And
You know, baby, you gotta know your
yeah,
Yeah,
person.
but that kid definitely has a speed that Coach B trying to get up out of him, man.
yeah.
We used to try to me, him, and his pops, man. We'd be on the sideline. Man, why you don't run? Man, run. You could easily run past everybody. He just
I ain't got to. I ain't got to. That I don't feel
ain't
like
got
that.
to
I
run.
feel like
Okay.
Boy, that's
But
frustrating.
let me
yeah.
call that damn 9 route though. Hey, that
Out.
motherfucker.
Hey, so what
Run.
I is so Khalil he's one of my athletes that kind of helped me change the way I coach too.
Mm,
No
So
doubt.
like I went to an indoor meet. The it was the meet that we the day that Kobe died. We was at a meet at JDL, and Khalil he didn't do something in the four. He ran the 400 or 300 or something, man, and got cooked or something, man. His damn grandfather, man, why you da 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 busting him
Yeah,
out, man. Khalil wasn't listening. He ain't want to hear none of that stuff. And so
yeah,
the damn his grandfather looked at me with like, why you let him do this? And I was like, man, I ain't do.
right, right.
Man, he fussed me out, man. I then look at Khalil and said, hey, cuz you need to do what you gotta do, cause I do not want this man yelling at me no more. And it,
right.
man, Khalil still ain't do what he had to do. So I like, boy, if his grandfather can't tell him what to do, and his
Yeah,
father and his mother, man,
Yeah,
I can't tell him that.
yeah.
So
But that
I stopped letting him stress me out. I'm just like, all right, man,
yeah
he
that's
just
just him.
got his own
And
on and off switch. You can't just go up to Khalil and flip a switch on,
yeah,
man, and say something to him
he
like I
gotta
can go.
do.
Yeah, I can go fire a kid up easy, man. I can go to to one kid and say a certain thing, and Khalil like we when we jumping up and down, Khalil he jumping up and down, but he ain't like
he ain't
Yeah,
making no
whatever.
noise.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
yeah,
He don't have an on and he got his own on and off switch. And when he's on,
That's
he's on.
yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
gotta identify that though. Like that's
Yeah,
you can't like man. Everybody's you coach everybody different. You gotta
yeah.
know your
no doubt, no doubt,
And
no doubt.
and Khalil, so like when I first started coaching, we used to do a lot of long ladders. We used to do like 5-4, like 3, and then 3-4-5 back up. But with
Hmm.
Khalil, he was one of those athletes. He like, man, I ain't doing no 500s. I ain't doing no 4. Bro, if we doing that, I ain't coming. Or if he get there,
Right.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You can have everybody else. I'm not doing it. And
mm,
Right.
so like we just like so I had to figure out like all right, I still needed him to get some base work in, but I still, I still had to make it to where he did the workout. Now if it was like some
Right.
200s or something, oh hey, I'm doing that. Hey, let's go.
Right.
He doing all the fast stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
we had to do like 1-2-1 circuits or like 2-1-2s or like something short, but still had the aerobic capacity built in. So once we like kind of broke the workouts down, and then I found out like they kind of worked for everybody. So him being stubborn kind of forced me to like figure out some adaptive models to better train it. And then we were also able to train at higher percentages for longer because it was like the intensity and the quality stayed up, but they wasn't doing a whole lot of long runs where their form was breaking down and everything was falling apart. It's like once they did 100, we rest them for like 30, 40 seconds, then we go do a 200 and then rest for like 75 or 90 seconds and then do another 100 and then do maybe like 4 or 5 sets of that with 5 to 6 minutes between sets. And we was able to get a lot more quality work in doing it like that. And it was just like, okay, we might have found something.
Well,
There
let
you
me
go.
ask you, Coach. So, but that's a personal relationship, right?
Yeah.
So, what happens when he takes that level, that attitude to college?
Oh, he can't do that. He can't do
Um,
that in college.
but you've in a sense enabled that in
Uh,
so many ways that
well,
you didn't coach him tough. You didn't coach him tough. So
yeah,
he gets
yeah,
that
yes,
level
yes and no. Yeah, yes and no. So I get where you're coming from. So I've told him thousands of times he cannot do this in
let's
college.
take him out of him.
Yes.
Let's take him out. Let's just say any athlete with that mindset, like I ain't doing that part. So is that a disservice to him at this level? The college coach ain't putting up with it, or is that because of the personal relationship?
So as tough as tough as this is, I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend him to a program until he changed his attitude because
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to put that burden on another coach. And he knows that. I've told him that. I'm like, look, I've told him, his father told him, mother told him, like, look, you can't go into a collegiate program and do that because there's a lot more money on the line when you
mm,
get to college. This is somebody's job. This ain't my job. Like I do this for
right,
money. So
right,
when you get to that level, there, like them coaches ain't putting up with it. Like I know
right,
you, so I can deal with this.
right.
But when they're paying you, like you got scholarship money, this is your job.
Yep,
Bro,
absolutely.
I don't want to hear that. This is
You-
the workout. This what you gonna do. So there's no leeway, and I've explained that to him several times, so he knows that. It's just he's just gonna do what he want to do. But my other athletes, they all understand, like, all right, this is what the expectation is. We getting you ready for the next level, and this is how it's gonna be. I can't co-sign for you if I
right.
don't know how you're gonna turn out, because the moment you get there and it doesn't work out, or you giving a coach a hard time, then they're gonna be like, hey, that last kid you sent me was terrible, because I can't come back to you because
Right.
I can't afford to make that mistake of recruiting from your program anymore.
Absolutely. You
So
know,
I wouldn't put my name on that. But I mean, he's a great athlete, but I can't
you
I
gotta be
can't
coachable.
in yeah, I can't in good conscience be like, hey coach, like, this is
Right.
I
this what
always
you
tell
want.
kids, man, listen, man, when you get to the next level, everybody's good. Now
Yeah.
becomes now it becomes a matter of who has less baggage,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Dude, you're not special. There's 100 kids that can do the exact same shit you're doing, but are they gonna go to class? Are they gonna be coachable? Are they gonna give me attitude? And I'm gonna go with the kid that's not gonna do all that.
Yep. And,
You
and another part of it is the high school kids got to deal with the portal too. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
know,
like, all right, you run a 21-2 or 47-5 or 47 low in the 400 and the 200 coming out of high school. Like, okay, like there's 1,000 other kids that's fast or faster than you that's in the portal, that's gonna take less money,
mhm,
that's already been in a collegiate program. They know, they understand the rigors of going to class, not having a parent to discipline them or be on their backs. They know how to
Right.
eat, they know how to sleep, they know how to prepare for a meet, they know how to rest and recover, they know how to do all of that stuff, and they're faster and cheaper. So that, like, now I don't have to go through the process of teaching you how to be in a collegiate system. I could just go pluck, 4 or 5 kids out of the portal and bring them straight, and they can make an immediate impact without,
Right.
the risk of you regressing because you're in a new system, you're in a new environment, you
Yeah.
sleeping in a
They-
different bed, you got different eating habits and all that stuff. Like, hey, they know they got to come in and produce. Like, you still, basically, you still a baby, so you still got to
Right.
learn. So
Right.
I don't got
Right.
to teach that. Please. Hey,
That's
I'm
what
There
going
you
in the
go.
portal.
not just
Yeah.
football, across the board, man. That's what these high school kids don't understand, man. If you ain't prepared and ready to go, you about to get skipped over.
Yep.
No doubt.
Fast too.
And Coach B, man, one of the things I wanted to ask you, man, if I was a parent and I see, the speed architect, what's some of the things you would tell me as a parent that to get me to bring my kid to the speed architect?
Um, I always try to discourage people from bringing them to me. Like, I don't know if I'm tough on your kid, and I got high expectations, and I don't
Yeah.
know if you want me to be coaching your kid. So I try to lay out not necessarily a yearly plan, but kind of, like, basically like a 3 to 5 month plan. And like, I look at like what their PRs are, or if they run track before, I try to look at their PRs and kind of ask them what their goals are, what their commitment level is, and all of that
Yeah.
stuff, and what they expect to get out of it. Now, if they bring me a kid that's running like, 14 or 13, and they like, well, I want them to be a 10-5, and I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
do that. I can't promise you a big drop like that. What I can promise you is that, I'm gonna develop a program that's right for them, and that will help them progress at least 2.5 to 5% a year. So if on the larger end, they might can progress 5%, but if they can improve 2.5% a year, like, that's really good growth on the track. So
No doubt.
2.5%, in the 200 is like 3/4 of a second, which is a
Mm.
big drop for a lot of people, and 100
Right.
could be a half a second. So, but I can tell you that, it, in the name, like, a blueprint is gonna be laid for them. If they follow the plan will work for them. I I got systems in place that if you follow the system, you will get faster. I don't tell them like how fast they can be, because, like, I don't like promising times,
You
because
can't.
yeah, because I
You can't.
can't predict your time, because I don't know what your commitment level is gonna be. I don't know the commitment level of your parent. I don't know how you're gonna eat. I don't know how you're gonna sleep. I don't know how you're gonna hydrate.
Come
There's a
on
lot of
now.
variables that I don't control, that I can't promise you a result on. What I
Right.
can show you is the results that I've gotten from kids that totally bought in. So if you look at all the kids that completely bought in, they listen, they show up to practice on time, they do what they're supposed to do at practice, they eat what they're supposed to eat outside of practice, they hydrate, they rest, they recover, they do everything that they're supposed to do. Okay, this can be the path that you could be on. But if you don't, if you deviate from the plan or from the path, then I don't know what's gonna happen, because I don't know what you got going on. And
No,
what I've seen is, like, a lot of kids or parents, like, so they'll, like, and it's not just me, it's, it could be with Coach Clark. Like, they'll see the progression, they'll get the results, they'll get the progression, they'll have a phenomenal year, like, better than they thought possible. Then they'll stop because they're like, oh,
Yep.
I'm straight now.
I'm
What?
at the pinnacle.
I'm
I'm at the
hey, bro,
pinnacle. Right.
yep, I'm strong and
Hmm.
fast now, but boy, I ain't
Hmm.
gotta do nothing now. And then they start regressing, and they start
Yep.
regressing fast too.
Now it's
And
your
then,
fault.
yep, you ain't do enough to help them sustain
Oh, I
it.
know, bro.
Yep,
I don't
and
hurt.
then yep, and then they start going. Then because they left you on some BS. Then they're scared to come back, or they don't want to come back. Then they start going to all these other different trainers, and then, hey, this this trainer gonna help me with this, and this trainer gonna help me with that, and
Yes, sir.
you da 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 da.
Yes, sir.
So it's like now they're all over the place. But it's like, bro, if you would have just listened to what I told you, you wouldn't even have to do all of that stuff. You would look the play. I could plan out the next 2 to 4 years for you if you let me do what I can do. It'll
Bruh.
be planned out for until you even when you in college. I can help be an ancillary component to your collegiate program, but it's like they don't want to listen. It's like, you give them
Yeah.
a little bit and like now they know everything. So like I
Oh,
don't
Right.
have to do none of
There you
that
go.
stuff. So it's like,
Go.
oh, hey, now Coach Clark hasn't helped them do anything. Oh, now you don't know what you're talking about.
oh, yeah.
Uh,
Talk about.
Yeah, when you
Oh,
when
you,
you get-
oh,
when you got yeah when you got to me, you had two left feet, but you couldn't even hold the bar straight. You damn was lifting the bar crooked. Now you damn exploding off the ground. You damn power cleaning 2.5 times your body weight. You
what?
squatting two. Now,
Yeah.
Coach Clark that didn't put in 5 6 months straight with you. Been with you.
I don't know what
Four or
he doing.
5 days. Wiping tears away and wiping the blood off you. For them 6 months, just grinding with you. We in the trench with you. Now, I say, yeah, hey,
Mm.
nah, this coach over here. Oh, he said if I do X, Y, and Z, I could do
Oh
this
yeah.
and that.
Yeah, you
Man,
videos. You ain't see the videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to my IG,
I,
man. Look at my
yeah.
videos. Yeah.
It it's a lot of other coaches, and it's a lot of coaches that don't know what they're doing, or they know a little bit. So like they see a good athlete and they like, man, I could take them to the next level. Like,
Right.
no, you can't.
no, you
But
can't.
Uh-huh.
like they're so good at manipulating a parent or talking to the parent. If you pay me like $20 less, or if you do this for me, or you do this, I can help your son get here. I could do this for your son, or I could do this for your daughter. It's like, bro, like that's not what I'm in it for. Like I'm
Now,
I'm
Right.
genuinely trying to help your kid. Like I don't
right.
really care about
But
the money.
see, the thing
Right.
is that passion is overlooked by hype, right? Like, and I've noticed one thing you kept saying, and I've been told in the test is nutrition, 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 recovery, recovery, recovery. They don't understand that part. Like, you want to get bigger, faster, stronger, but you just walk in the gym eating McDonald's.
Yep.
But that's my fault. Like, he can't eat
Crazy.
without you. And I'm sitting there telling you, Coach AT was in there talking about it last night. I'll provide you with a meal plan. I understand this shit. I've been doing this. I've taken myself to national level bodybuilding condition. I get it. I understand that. But I also understand it's different for athletes. But I understand the nutrition part. And you said, I guarantee you in this conversation, you said eat right 10 times. And they don't understand that part. That's you
Oh
can't.
yeah. I've heard. I definitely heard 'em.
You said it. I that's why I was like, this he understands it, bro. You said recovery so many times. People don't understand that, bro. Like, you don't get. That's why I always say I don't think a kid should play football year round. You're not going to recover.
Nope.
You can't keep taking those hits and keep taking those hits. I don't care if it's youth ball. Your body is still absorbing those shocks, and then you're not getting better. And that's where the
That's a
soft
fact.
tissue, because you're not recovering. You're just constantly running that same pattern, running, cutting, digging, dropping, breaking in and out of this. Man, you're gonna ruin your body. But the coaches
Hey,
don't care because everyone wins, right?
let's say the
So
coaches don't care, and guess what they gonna say when if they see this? They, oh man, them dudes don't know what they talk about, man.
oh, hey,
You can't get better like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, you
Yeah,
can't you
that's
can't
what they gonna
you
say. Man, you can't get better like that. You only can get better with what?
yep,
keep
With
you
playing.
can't
repetition.
you can't outrun or
Repetition.
outperform a poor diet or
Man,
or poor rest and
preach,
recovery.
preach.
There you go.
You
That's
can't.
you
On
can.
now.
I can do
Come
as
on now.
much cardio as I want. I can train as hard as I want. But if I don't eat right, don't get enough protein, get enough right fat, get enough carbs, I'm not gonna see it.
Yep.
You're not.
Yeah,
And part of
yeah.
the
And
the the coach.
what we giving them babies after the game?
I'm sorry.
What they giving them babies after the game? Potato chips and
Fritos
juice
Chick
after
and
the
sugar.
game.
Chick-fil-A and
Potato chips and
McDonald's.
juice.
Oh, the first thing
Chick
they're gonna
Fil A and
give
McDonald's.
and some sugar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Potato
And
chips and juice, man.
and part of like so now I got a USTFCCA sprint hurdles and relay certification. So that's like, it's a almost a collegiate level certification. And I got the same organization. I got a speed specialist, and like I took a weight training class, and like I've been to a bunch of different clinics. And a lot of times and Coach Clark knows is like where the soft tissue injuries come in is under hydration and under rest. So
Yep.
like it's not like we can beat the piss out of you. Like I can have a whole bunch of high level athletes, but if your muscles and your body is not hydrated enough, there's too much rigidity in the muscles. So
Right.
those all those micro tears and all of that other stuff, since you're
That's
not resting and not hydrated, then those
right.
micro tears become major tears, and it's like exacerbating like a minor injury, and then
Mm.
the pops come and ACL sprains and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and also on top of that, athletes can't eat like bodybuilders. Bodybuilders are trying to lose fat. Athletes need to maintain a certain level of fat, right? Like
Yep.
you can't eat completely clean, dry, no fat, and think you're not going to tear a muscle. Because I remember at my peak when I'm competing, like when you get so many weeks out, my coach is like, "Yo, stop lifting all that heavy ass weight. Your muscles are too dry." That's where the tear is going to come in because you don't have enough fat in your body, right? So
Mm.
it's like with athletes, they need to keep a certain level of fat. Their diet needs a good fat, not bullshit fat, right? Like peanut butter
Right.
and olive oil and things of that nature, not shit fat. Empty calories fat. That's not going to do you anything. But like you said, you've hit on the nutrition part 10 times since we've been talking.
And I,
Yeah,
man,
Yeah.
I talk to my kids about that all the time. Like, boy, you got it. Because, like, they'll try to come out there and, like, they won't eat breakfast. Sometimes they won't eat lunch. I ain't like what they had in the cafeteria. I'm not eating it. Or they'll try to eat, like, 20 minutes before practice or like an hour before practice. Like, bro, like, if you try to do that on a Tuesday or Thursday, but you throwing that stuff up. Like, cause
right.
those
Yeah.
are our heavy days. So it's like you can't run on a full stomach. It's like your body hasn't had a chance to absorb the nutrients from
Yeah.
the food. So what are you
And
doing, man? And it's
full,
like,
the is going to show up 48 hours later. Whatever you put in is going to show up 48 hours later.
yep. And
Even,
go ahead.
no, I was just saying, even like with our like football, like we play on Friday nights, we like start hydrating Wednesday.
Yep.
You can't drink a bunch of water Friday morning and think you're gonna hydrate. As soon as you start sweating, that shit's out of there.
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
And it's just sloshing around in your stomach. I ain't really doing nothing, man.
But
That
you
ain't
can you
good.
can tell them all day long, man. You can tell them jokers that out they gonna go home and drink some Kool-Aid or what is a soda. They just gonna do it's gonna you gonna have like two or three of them out of what's the roster in high school? 50,
Yeah.
50.
50,
Yeah. 50,
50
60.
maybe you probably have six
It's
of them motherfuckers
nope,
going home
Oh no,
it's
and drink
it's more
Kool-Aid.
than that.
I mean, drink water. Six of them. I guarantee you.
right.
Bro.
Guaranteed. And that's just
And
that's just the harsh reality, man. And not to cut you off, coach, but I
that's
mean,
all good.
that's the vision, man. Just to for people to see this and share it with these young fellas, man, and and these young ladies, man, that treat your body if you want to go to the next level. Because you see kids all the time. That's all you hear them say. I want to go to the next level. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to,
Yep.
this right here, man. This free game. You
Just-
just got to take care. You heard these guys say a million times. Got to take care of your body, man. Got to
mhm.
take care of your body. It don't matter how hard you work. Got to take care of your body, man. That's it.
Even
Simple
when
as
you
that.
buy a high-end car, it only they suggest you put right.
There you
You can't
go.
put seven in a car in performance. So your body vehicle.
There you go.
And then part of like it go back to I want to go back to what you're saying about stuff like showing up later on. So like with training speed and kind of the adaptation of the human body, like with the adaptation of speed, it usually takes about 3 to 6 weeks for the body to adapt to a new stimulus. So if we're doing like speed training and stuff, like, so whatever we doing for like the first 3 to 4 weeks, it's not gonna show up
Nah,
until like week 5 or 6. So I think a lot of people, or a lot of parents and uh and athletes, they get the misconception like, they're gonna get fast in a week or 2 weeks, but it's gonna take 3 to 6 weeks for your body to even start like
Body.
the chemical change to receive that speed component. And then it needs to be a prolonged exposure to it. So once you like kind of prep the body and like get into that training specific, then you still need to do it for at least another, 4 or 6 weeks to have
Right.
sustainable results. And then if you're doing speed training has to be done every 5 days plus or minus 3. So for some people, they got to do it every 3 days, some people every 5 days, some people every 8 days, preferably 2 times a week. But a lot of coaches aren't doing that. And then plus, like as soon as you stop doing speed training, you lose it. So
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
why like
Quick.
once we start getting you fast, and once you are fast and you hit a sustainable level, then that's when the kids kind of get away from it because they've been in that system or that program for like what that 6 or 8 weeks. So we done built them up and built that platform, and then once they got it, they'll have like, because they'll be inside of a peaking window for about 3 weeks after about 8 to 12 weeks of consistent training. And so while they're in that 3 week peaking window, they're like, oh well shoot, I'm good. But then after that third week, then they fall off a cliff because they haven't been doing anything to sustain that, and then they can't figure out why. I was like, I know why, because you ain't done nothing. I
Right.
tried to
There you
tell
go.
you, and then when you try to tell them that month before it happens, like, this is what's gonna happen. You don't know what you're talking about. You just hate it. You don't want to see me go. You just trying to take my money. Like,
All right.
no, I'm not. I'm telling you, this is the physiological effect that is going to take place on your body because you stopped training. You wanted to do a whole bunch of routes and ladders and
Right.
Right.
all that other dumb stuff. So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then from the
Yeah.
business perspective, why would I tell you something that's going to take money out of my pocket?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. So now
It's a
now
never
everyone,
ending cycle.
yeah, they think they can out coach you. So it's like, all right,
You know,
man, hey, go
just
figure it out.
one time tell me, because you know how it goes, man. People come and go, and you can't get emotional about it. You can't get it personal unless I know I've done something personally to offend you. I don't care. Leave. You know. But here's the thing. This is what my preacher used to tell me. I'll be here. You'll be back.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. What my
So
one of my mentors taught me that, Coach AJ, he was the first coach for the flights. Cause like at first it used to happen a lot, man. People would leave and, man, we taking our family over here and there. I'm like, "Bruh, why they leaving, man? Why they leaving, coach, man? We didn't put all this work into them. Blah, blah." He's like, man, I've been coaching for 25 years, man. Hey, people leave me all the time. It's like, man, if they want to leave, let them, man. Like, people leave
And they,
churches all the time. They leave relationships all the time. Bro, they gonna leave. Let them go. They,
yeah.
if they want to stay, they'll stay. If they want to leave, let them go. He's like, man, there's so many kids in Charlotte. Ain't
Yeah.
no way you could coach them all. He's like,
no,
Come on.
there'll be
Man.
10 more to replace them, man. Don't take that stuff personal, man. Let them go. So
man.
after that, I had a
Yep.
different approach. I'm like, hey man, if you want to go, go. Like he said, hey,
Yeah.
I'll be here. And you gonna come crawling back. But
Yep.
like
Yeah.
we said earlier, they pride getting away. They don't want to come back because they know you're right. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I told you so, but
Yep.
hey, you gonna feel it on this next workout.
I, but you
Yeah.
know what
Damn right. Damn
it
right.
is that when someone leaves to this day, if I lose one client, I pick up two. So
Yep,
it's just like you just making room. I'm not gonna take. I know I didn't do anything personally to you, so that's your choice. And sometimes we just don't work out. I might not be the coach for you, and
yep,
that's fine. But you know what's weird? They get weird, not us.
yep.
Yeah.
It's
I'm gonna
like,
Right.
bro, like,
be like, "What's up with you, bro? You good? How's your training going?" Like, "Oh, I'm glad you're training somewhere, bro.
yep,
I'm glad. I'm not
There you
mad.
go.
They get
There you go.
weird.
yeah,
Right.
and,
Exactly, man. I went through that situation a whole lot,
Well,
and you
coach,
know how it go in youth football, man. They players switch teams all the time, and like that kid. If that kid, if, it's not the kid. First of all, we already know it's not the kid because the kid ain't fucking driving nowhere.
right?
You know what I'm
yep,
saying? Like you said, the pride, the parents, and they want they want their kid to do this, they want their kid to do that. And like, come on, man, I got other
Man,
kids here. you know what I'm saying, and I gotta get going. But it's for their own motive, and then they go take their kid somewhere else, and the kid don't progress.
Right.
You know what
I
I'm
always
saying? I
say
ain't saying I'm the best, but come on now. I mean, shit. Your kid just don't progress. You took him over there, it don't progress.
it
You know
ain't
what I'm
me. That your
saying?
kid,
Yeah, I mean,
not,
shit.
you know. But the thing
But
is,
when
man,
I
they get weird. I was like, man, I've changed barbers 10 times. It ain't personal.
where to
I just
go? Well, I can't say that, man. I done had the same barber. Shout out to Myron Ford, man. Hidden Valley Barbershop. I had the same barber since I was, at about what, about 11, 12 years old.
I feel
I told me,
that's
I,
a
I was
commitment.
like, bro. I said, bro. He said, man, what happened, man? If I can't get them cut hair no more, I said, guess what? I'm gonna have them braids again. I grow me some braids. I started getting my hair braided. Yeah, I had to go. I had to find somebody else though, man. But yeah,
Out.
but to say that though, I would see them kids and still show them the same love,
Absolutely, man.
man.
It ain't personal.
If you it is not with the kids anyway, man. It
Yeah, if
it becomes personal with the parents, but not
you,
the kids, man. I hug that kid and still play the video game with that kid. You still got my gamer tag, hit me up.
come on,
Still, you know,
all
same
love.
thing, man.
Like
People
I said,
people people
for
People
everybody.
are gonna do what they wanna do anyway, man. That's how I feel about this thing I'm trying to do, man. People gonna listen, they gonna listen. If not, then hey, it is what it is, man. Shit.
You know what that you
But
about to do.
why wouldn't you listen to all this free game I'm giving you, man? I'm giving you free. I got some of the best trainers right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Why wouldn't you listen to this? What you looking for some bullshit? What we talking about, Coach C? Hey, T Bizzle gonna be on some bullshit. You know what
Hey,
I'm
hey,
saying? Sometimes I am gonna be on some
hey, they
bullshit.
talk
I'm just warming up, but you know,
good.
you come in here and a parent come in here and look at this video and say, man, I get this guy, man. Dude, these two guys, I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna give him a chance.
Hey, but
That's what it's all about, man. Y'all giving me a chance, and somebody hit you. I seen you on T Bizzle
right,
podcast, and I know him from football, so I
got you.
wanted to come and that's what it's about right here, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's what it's all about, man. And I appreciate you fellas, man. For real, more
we
than
can't grow without each other, bro. We can't grow without each
no
other.
doubt, no
When
doubt,
you go,
no
like I
doubt.
always say, man, when you see something good, man, you support it, bro. Like if you have a
Yeah,
talent, wait, it'll pay itself. You know what I'm saying? What
hey
you
man,
doing, bro? You're gonna inspire some other little cats to do a podcast. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
Hopefully, man.
but
Hopefully,
the worst part, the worst part about coming to me and Coach B is like, damn, them niggas gonna hold you accountable. I don't know if I want to go
Oh
over there.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
Right.
and the good ones kind of
Want
flock
it,
to that because they like,
Mhm.
some of the kids like they've said that before, like, man, like I'm not getting this level of coaching somewhere else, like
right?
Yeah,
wherever they're at before is like, ain't nobody like making me finish the workout, ain't nobody making me go through the line, ain't nobody making me execute at a
Right.
high level. It's like, hey, but I coach at a high level, so like my expectation is gonna be at a high level, and the results that you're gonna produce or that you want to produce need to be at a high level. So it's like I'm not in the business of wasting my time. I do
Of
not
course,
like having
Bush.
my time wasted. So if you're gonna
right.
be out here, you're gonna execute this stuff the way we want you to do it because I need to see results. I can't put my name on you if you running like a bum. You know, hey, we go to a track meet. They be, hey, who your coach?
Boy, I
Hey,
ain't going over
Coach
there.
B your coach. Nah, hell no, I ain't.
Under
No,
the tent. Yeah, you be
nope,
sitting up in the
no,
tent
yeah.
somewhere, like,
Hey, you coach him? Nah, nope.
yeah,
Hey, no, he don't listen. He run terrible. No, he is not my athlete. But he say
Yeah,
coach, nah,
nah,
and then like as you once you've been doing it for a while and like people see you like see your work, they like, nah, ain't no way you coach, ain't no way he coach you because
facts.
he wouldn't let you come he wouldn't let you come to the meet looking like that. He wouldn't let you act
Right,
up at no meet like that. He won't let you do none of that stuff. So I know you lying on him. And then like
yeah,
I had a saying, couple well I started a couple years ago, like coach in such a way that even if somebody spoke bad about you, nobody would believe you,
facts.
would
That's
believe them.
life though. You live your
Yeah.
life. That you
Yep.
know.
So now my like if somebody see if somebody was to try to talk bad about me, nobody would believe him because like, nah, I know him. I
Right.
know people that know him. So
Yeah.
like that
Character.
don't even sound like something he'll do. Like, nah.
Yeah. I had a saying since I've been coaching. Coach Todd. He said to people all the time, I don't coach down, you gotta play up.
Yeah, there you go.
I like
You
that.
gotta
There you
play
go.
to the
There
next.
you go.
I'm not coaching you where you're at. I'm coaching you where you're trying to go. So
Right.
I'm back down there, bro. Either step up or you might need to change sports. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna do you a disservice of coaching you like a junior midget kid when you should be being coached like a high school kid. You
Right.
should already
There you go.
know this all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not coaching down, bro. I'm not doing it.
Yep, and we're always trying to prepare you for where you're,
What's that?
what you're about to get into or where you're about to go. Not, yep, like you said, not where you are or kind of like just above that. We always want you to be prepared for the next step. And then
Absolutely.
part of the philosophy for when I started coaching Team Charlotte Premier and starting the club was like we always wanted our kids to be able to integrate into any high school or collegiate program in the country. And the
Right.
only way to do that is to coach above where you are and kind of where you need to be. So yeah, if you can integrate into any of them programs, then you're doing pretty good because everybody's not
Yes,
coaching to
sir.
the same level we're coaching
Right.
at. So it's like, we gonna try to mirror a collegiate program. Now we got to modify it, for the young kids and all
Opposite.
that stuff. But our
Yeah.
high school kids, like what, like our high school kids are prepared to go to college. So when they get to them collegiate programs,
Yeah.
it, they're ready.
It
They're
shouldn't be a
ready.
it shouldn't be a culture shock.
Right.
They should be prepared for this, right? They go in there with their eyes,
Hey,
but I mean, obviously going to be a bigger stage, but they should understand. All right, it's kind of like coaching in a when you're the underdog, right? If I can weather this storm right here, this first quarter, we're gonna be all right.
Yep.
You just get through the initial part. They're gonna come out swinging. They're gonna throw everything. If we can hold our composure for this part, the next 3 quarters we're gonna play ball with them. That's the
Yep.
same. I'm gonna prepare you. It's obviously gonna be a different level of competition because the experience factor is gonna be there, but you're prepared for this. Just weather this first couple workouts, and then you're gonna be right there.
Yep.
You know,
And then part of being a better coach is like anybody can like prescribe workouts. Anybody can prescribe like 8 10 200s or 10 20 34s, but anybody can do that. It's
mhm.
like everybody can do that. But the what makes you a better coach is the psychological aspect and how you communicate. All right,
right?
this is the vision. This is where you should be at week 3, week 6, week 9, week 12. Like how do you communicate the vision of what they're telling you, what you see, and how to put it all together, and kind of how do you lay out the blueprint for that athlete and all your athletes? Because like a lot, what I heard a lot when I was going through the clinics is like if you can't communicate what you need done and how to fix it, you are a terrible coach. You can
That
have the best athletes, you can have the best education, you can do all that stuff. But if you can't communicate what your vision is and what you need done, you are a terrible coach. So you
There you
gotta
go.
your communication has to be on point. And like as you start dealing with like some of the high school kids because they got some like our kids like the black and brown community they got a lot of stuff going on. Some of them in single parent homes, some of them ain't no food in the house, and sometimes it couldn't be no heat. It could be a lot of other stressful factors. So you also gotta you gotta coach life skills too. So
mm,
if you can't if your life all messed up,
come on,
how you gonna coach the kids, man? How you gonna,
once
get them together?
Right.
in
Right.
charge of.
That's
Yeah,
uh,
so it's like, and like we talked about, earlier with the girls and stuff, man. Girls like it's, you gotta like gain their trust. And like me and Coach Clark was talking about like with them girls, man, it take about 3 to 5 months to
yeah.
get the trust of the girls, man. And it's like, because they're not used to like they might not be used to like another male figure or authoritative male
Right.
figure that has their best interest in mind. So it's like, I don't
Right.
really know you like that. I don't like. I don't really know
Right.
if you know what you're doing, but once they figure out or once they kind of glean that you know what you're talking about, it's like, okay, like, my coach got my back, man. I love my coach, man. He trying
No
to,
doubt.
he trying to get me together. Like they'll work harder for you than the boys will. And it's like, man,
Mhm.
and then they want like like me and Coach Clark said, but they want to talk about everything. Like, bro, like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I don't really need to hear all that, bro. But nah,
Right.
you my coach, man. I love you, man. Like
Right.
you, like hey, like you gotta hear it, man. We family.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
They gravitate to you, man.
yeah,
They definitely gravitate to you, man. Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Cause it's all love. It's like, bro, like I want to see you be so much better than you are right now, and it's like
Right.
I see where you can be, in 5 months, a year, or 2 years, because like you're hitting some markers or some metrics that like I need to see to know like you're gonna progress like how I need you to progress. And it's like once they start hitting that stuff, it's like, oh, okay, like all right, you hitting some ranges now, you hitting some positions, that I didn't think we was gonna be hitting for a little while, and it's like, all right, we can do something with that. We can build on that,
Mhm.
and then they
Mhm.
start. Then they're like, I think with girls, like since they're going through, like they're starting to go through puberty, and like they're like just like the boys, like they're all like learning their bodies, and then like they're trying to gain like self confidence too. So part of that
Right.
is kind of like the ugly duckling phase, and it trickles over into their
Mm,
sports. So it's like they're not
Yeah.
confident in how they look and how they walk and how they talk, but as they start gaining that confidence, or some people call it swagger, then it's like, all right, now we can start turning up the intensity, because like, all right,
mm.
now I can make it through the workouts. Now it's like it's not as bad as it was day one. And
Yeah.
all right, my positioning is better, I'm getting stronger, did the
And there's some
workouts.
girls out here that's some dogs, man. Like
Man,
I,
yeah.
yeah, man. Some of these young ladies out here are dogs, man. They can go. Like
Man, these
like
Hmm.
girls,
like they can really go, man. These girls are talented out here, and
man,
they can
listen,
go.
that's crazy that you say that because even like I work out every day, at a commercial gym, and I'm seeing more teenage girls in their 20s than boys in the gym, and
Mhm.
they getting
Mhm.
it.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm getting it, bro. Like, I was telling you yesterday, man, when I went over to train those girls at Garinger,
Mhm.
man, they get outwork the boys all day,
Yeah.
all because you know what? It's like, you know, they crave that positive male role model, right? That
No
Yep.
doubt.
alpha that's got
No doubt.
because at the end of the day, they can be whatever they want orientation wise, but they're still women that want to be led by a strong man, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And once they see that,
I think he lost power.
Uh-oh.
He said he was charging up. I think yeah. Okay, there you go.
Hey, we done
Let's
zapped
pull
this
him back up
battery,
here.
T. There you go.
I'm like,
Oh
okay,
man.
pull
Oh
you out, dog.
man. Okay. No, you did
Let me
that. You must.
handcuff you
You.
right
That's
quick.
what I thought. I said, "Oh," because I
Handcuff
remember
you
you. I
quick.
remember you said you was about to plug up. You
Nah, I
said you was
already
about to
did it.
plug up.
Yeah, I
I
charged it.
said, "Damn, he
But
lost it." Sometimes when you had that 1% up there, you plug that charge in that bitch, and that motherfucker go right out on you. You know what I'm
we
saying?
back solid. Now we back solid. We back solid.
Yeah, for sure.
We got wall output right now.
Yes,
But
sir.
man,
Hey,
I saw
go
that
ahead. Go ahead.
once they saw that you were committed to them, man, just like any other relationship, bro. When they see that you committed, you have that best interest in mind, and they can trust you, right? Man, if I had 30 girls in my football team, we'd have won a game. Serious,
I believe
you
Yeah.
that.
know, because with those, um, like we touched on this yesterday, man. When you got a 16, 17-year-old boy, they still trying to figure out that role, right? Where you fit in, and plus they've been sold a bill of goods that weren't worth a shit, right? So they expect you to be like everybody else until they figure that out. That nah, man, I'm who I say I am, right? I'm here to do what I say I'm gonna do, and it changes, but it takes a it's they're skeptical, right? But the girls buying
Mhm.
a little bit faster. The boys are a little more like, nah, nigga, I heard this before, so
Oh yeah.
you
Right. Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
But let me ask you this, Coach B.
Exactly.
I know this was a um this actually changed the way I coach, right? I'll take it back to Pop Warner. We took a team down to Florida, and we just like, damn, we got these kids down here. We really don't know them outside of football, right? So we had 16 boys. My son was one of them. One of the other coach's son, his son was, or the other coach, his son was there, and there was a team dad, his son was there. But the rest of them were under our supervision. So that leaves 13 kids.
Yeah.
Of, of those three, only one of those kids lived. Besides the three that were here, the 13, only one of them lived with their biological father. Right? I think two of them, father had passed. A couple of them were dad not in their lives. A couple of them dads in jail. But that 80% of the kids had no interaction with their biological father. Right? And raised primarily by women. So I was like, oh shit. So I started going back like, no wonder every time I yell at him, he fucking roll his eyes and smack his lips and you know. So honestly, that moment right there changed the way I coach, right? Because I understand my approach had to be different for certain kids. So at the beginning of the season, I kind of make it under, my make it my mission to kind of understand their background, right? I'm like, yo, man, what's up? How's your, just general conversation. How's your relationship with your pops? Oh man, I don't even know my dad. Okay, what happened with that? Right? Blah 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 blah. Okay, all right, now I know how I got to coach this kid because he's only raised by women. So if I come at him yelling, right, he's done.
Yeah. He ain't
He,
responding.
he gonna shut down, right? Now I go to your son. What the fuck's wrong with you? How the fuck did you miss that play? Yes, sir. Over with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That conversation over. We on to the next shit. I ain't gotta coddle him. I ain't gotta, what I'm saying, like make sure he's okay with my delivery. Like I ain't gotta do that.
Yeah.
So is that the same with you in track? Like same way or
A little bit. So I don't have to do as much digging. Sometimes I do, but so like Co- so we got Yaz on the team with us. So she's like not like she is our director of communications, and she does a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So she does like all the information gathering and like finding out about the parents and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
she feeds the information to me. She's like, all right, this kid is this kid is that. So
Dope
yeah,
though.
yeah. So somebody does it, and I get the information, so it kind of helps me coach better. And Yaz, like everybody needs a Yaz on their team. She is phenomenal at what she does and how she does it. And so with her thing is she's very protective of the coaching staff. Doesn't matter if it's
Mhm.
football or track or whatever. So if any parent has a problem, they talk to her and she talks to us. She's always a buffer for everything. So
That's good.
she takes money, she get the uniform, she like makes sure the kids get recognized, she makes sure like the coaches and stuff don't get burned out, and nobody asks her to do it. She just like takes it on. So she's a really good buffer for everything, but she's a good protector for both sides. So it's like, there's no interference, but she does do some of that interference. But so like when I first started coaching, I was real, what's the word I'm looking for? I was very hardcore. So I was real like just real rigid. Like there was no like bend. It's like if a kid was like, kind of whiny or whatever, then I'm like, yo, shut up and like let's get
Right,
it
right,
done. Like
right.
it don't take all that, man. Let's go. Like I know it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. Like what are you doing?
Hmm.
But so like me and my wife, we had lost our baby in
I'm sorry.
2018. I
Mhm.
appreciate it, and that helped me become more empathetic to it,
Absolutely. Perspective.
and yeah, I understand now like how when people say, having a son or daughter changed me as a person. I was like,
Hmm.
how that happened? But once like, that he got introduced, it was like, like, all right, I'm ready to be a father and this and that. But then we lost them. But it was like I was able to connect with the kids in a much different way than
Right.
I was before that. And
Right.
what made me realize is like I had this one kid, he had lost his cousin. I don't know if she how she died. I can't remember if she got shot or something happened to her and she died. And he was like 10, I think, 9 or 10 at the time, and she was, 16 or 17, 18. So, but that was like his best friend.
Mm.
And, he was kind of forced to just deal with it. So it was like,
Right.
he went to the funeral and he talked about it one time and that was it. So there was no outlet for him.
Outlet.
And
Right.
at the time I had just gone through like therapy and counseling. So I understood like shoot, like I was
Post
you know,
traumatic.
yeah, I was 37, 38. So I'm like, "Pfft, like I needed counseling to get through that. So I know, he's
Man.
suffering
Right.
right now. And
Right.
it was like we were going through some exchanges and he just could not get it. It was just not clicking for him. And he was just getting frustrated. And he wound up started crying and all. I'm like, bro, something ain't right about this, man.
Yeah.
It's like this isn't normal for let me see what's going on. So I was like, hey, y'all take care of that. Let me talk to him real quick. And then come to find out, he was basically grieving the loss of his cousin.
Mm.
And nobody really
Nobody
took the
checked on it.
time, yeah,
Right.
to check on him, see what was going on, see what he thought, and just all of that stuff. And he was just like, man, coach, I just had a bad day and like, it was just a lot going on with him. I was like, oh, okay, like I get it now. And I was like, all right, well, you done for the day, man. Just go over there, sit down and, just do whatever. So becoming more empathetic kind of helped me become a
No.
better coach because it was like now I can feel the way a workout is going or the way it should be, or like you just kind of
You in
pick up
tune,
on
bro.
different
You
things.
in tune with your players. You get it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and and so as you coach, like everything I do is a stressor. Like everything we do is stressing the kids. So like the intensity of workouts, what they're doing in school, their mothers on their back, if their
Mm.
father's there, their father's on their back. Do they have a test that day? How many tests do they have that week? How much rest do they have? Are they cranky? Are they irritable? Like everything matters. And then like as you get to the next level, everything matters even more. So that's why I'm always harping on rest and recovery and
Right.
nutrition and diet because all of that stuff matters.
It
Like
all.
their testing schedule matters. So when at the end of the year when they're doing EOGs, they are fried from being in the classroom all day, taking them
Yeah.
tests all day, having to study for them tests and being proctored and all that stuff, and having to sit in the class still for two hours, then rest for like 20 minutes, then another 2 hours. So that when they're testing all day, like when they're doing EOGs, those
I call
kids,
workouts off. I
yep,
don't have workouts that week.
nope, they cannot focus.
They
It's
can't, bro.
just it is physically impossible for them to focus at a
Nah, bro.
workout.
And their mind is so gone, and
Yep,
they've been. And the crazy part about it is the social part is like they've been told if you can't do this, you're a failure, right?
yep.
Like on top of all this, and yeah, I get it, bro. When I hear EOGs coming up, like, all right, we're not working out this week,
Well,
you know.
but sometimes it's so instead of canceling for them, I let them come and kind of get that
Yeah,
energy out so they can like play or like the workouts aren't as intense. So we might like I don't know, we might throw the football around or just give them something different where they don't have to be focused on executing something
right.
at a high level. They could just go have fun, so it's like they're still getting like a workout in or they're still getting something in, but it's not as
It's not a
focused.
structure, right?
There's no goal attached to what we're doing. And a lot of them need that because they gotta burn off the energy
Mm.
that's been pent up all day and is a good stress reliever for them. But if you're not paying attention to your athletes and you're not looking for those like differences in what they're doing, then you won't pick
Yeah,
up on that. It's like, all right, man, we just gonna bust these practices out and then y'all gonna go home. It's like, bro, but I can't practice, man. Like
that's,
I can't do it, bro. But
their
it
brain
like but
fried, bro.
if you're in
Yeah,
tune with them, and what they got going on, then you can make those adjustments.
yeah, because I mean, you're asking them to focus on the cerebral part all day and then come back and make that mind muscle connection. It's not gonna happen.
Yep. They just
Not
can't.
gonna happen. Yeah, it's a lot. At that, even as an adult, that's hard. Imagine as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it, man. Like, and if, it's crazy when it goes back to the part you were talking about, like this kid, like just not doing the performing. I remember I had an interaction with one of my players, man. He's probably pound for pound one of the best youth football players I ever coached, right? Just his IQ level was on a whole nother level and just understood football. And then one day he was just, man, he was just fucking up. I'm like, what in the hell is going on with you, bro? Like, so I first thing I know his relationship, and I go over and just fucking dig in his ass, right? And he just breaks down crying, right? And I was like, whoa, 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 bro. So I was like, let's walk off. I said, man, how was your day? Man, listen, when I said, how was your day? He
Mm-hmm.
completely lost it. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, Coach, no man has ever asked me that.
Yep.
Wow.
I was like, bro, that shit I had to walk off, dog.
Yeah,
We
for
both can't
sure,
be no,
man.
you
Yep.
All
know.
right. All right.
But like,
Yeah.
just imagine how little effort that takes. But that's never had that. Like, I ask my kid every day, "How's your day, man? How's school?" Blah blah blah. Like, it's a normal conversation for him, right? Just it's normal for him as
Yeah.
getting up and walking in the refrigerator and there's
Yeah.
food in there. Normal for them. Like, so for him to, if my son walked down here and there was no food in the
All
refrigerator,
right.
he'd lose his fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, "What the fuck going
All
on? Is
right.
the world coming
That's
to an
something different. Yeah. Yeah.
end?"
You all
What
right,
was
So
Dad?
changing shit up?
What's going
Pop,
on?
what's going on? You
what the hell?
changing
Y'all
shit. You
divorced? Like, nah,
ain't
mom
tell me
was,
we was changing shit up. Bro. What's
but it's like,
up?
it just shows you, man, like that
Shit.
right there, that moment shows me, man, how important coaches are, man.
Yep.
Like, because some
No
kids
doubt.
just don't get that positive male influence, man. And like, for me to say, yo, bro, no, man, let's fuck what we're talking about. How was your day, man? Did you have a good day in school? And he lost it, bro. That
There
shit
you go.
fucks me up. That's, to me,
Because
that was,
it's probably was something that was fucking with him so bad, coach.
bro,
Yep.
his mom was in
It
jail.
was something that
Man.
he went through, and
Mom's
you say,
locked
hey
up.
man, but yeah, yeah, because
Yep. And then
sometimes, man, I'm sorry, fella, like I was saying, sometimes as a coach, man, and you get attached to these kids, and they come out, and like you said, coach, you ask them how his day was, you don't know what the hell that kid went through. That the kid might not have had no breakfast this morning. That
Yep.
kid might have had a fucked up day in school, and then they come out to practice, they already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because something happened to threw their day off. And then what we said, man, get your ass on the line, man. You bullshit,
Yep.
man. You
Yep.
wasting my
Yep.
time. We
Yep.
don't know
Yep.
what that, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what that kid been through before he came out there with us.
Oh
You know
man.
what I'm saying? So
You know
yeah,
what's
that's
crazy?
that's
This
deep.
practice. I've taken this. I've every and asked any coach I ever kid I ever coached since that day. As practice they warm me through, I make sure I go by and give everybody, "What's up, man? How's your day? You
There you
good?"
go.
yep. I'm like
Same
that too.
here.
High
Same
school,
here.
every
Yep.
kid can tell
Same
me
here.
coach always daps me up before practice. Like,
I'm like that too.
at some
It
point,
matters.
right? And because
Mhm.
at that point, you're gonna catch an eye, be like, "Yo, you good? What's up with you, bro? How's your day?"
Yeah.
You're gonna see it. Like, you can tell how they respond to you.
Yep.
Some coaches
Right.
be like, kids be lighting up. If you don't see them teeth when you dap them up, like, "Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
You good?"
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like with our summer practice, like I it's like, hey, you don't start no damn workout unless you come, holler at me. Like, bro, how you gonna walk
Yeah, no.
in and don't say what's up? Cause it's
Yeah.
gonna be a problem. Like, you gotta
Yeah,
speak to me.
Right.
So
Right.
and then one thing I started doing, after we lost the baby and stuff, like I started telling like my kids that I love them. Like
mm,
I always
Yeah.
like I might not say it all the time, but I tell them often enough. Like even if I yell,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I love you, right? Hey, I love you, man. I'm
Right.
proud of you. I'm glad you're doing X, Y, and Z. So it's like, you know, it's like they might not hear it from anybody else, but they gonna hear it from me. And like
right.
when I tell them I love them, like I genuinely love them, man. Cause like I
Absolutely.
want to
They
see
know
them
it.
do
They
well.
know. Can't fake it.
Yeah, yeah.
They know.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, coach, man, I love you too, man. Like, hey, I
Man,
like I
come on.
appreciate you. So
That
like
lights you up. You need to stop coaching.
Yeah, man. I like, but like, and Tony said, like, when he say like he see the passion, like, well, I love my kids, man. So like, I always want to see them do well, and like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell them I love them because, like, I want them to, have that positiveness in their
Well,
life
because you do
too. So
though. It's not.
yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
front. You do.
And
yeah,
Right?
they have um like these coaches, man, like Brendan, like he can be out there at the track meet all day, and like you said, we've heard him say, "Take care of your body" 100 times. But they be at the coaches be at the track meet. They won't drink a Gatorade, drink
Mm.
a fucking water. They won't take care of their body. And a parent or somebody like a Yaz or a Tempest, you know what I'm saying, or like Coach Will's wife. Hey, take this to Will. You know what I'm saying? Like they won't get. They so passionate about these
Mm-hmm.
kids out there. They won't feed their own damn body. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's when
Yep.
you know you got
that's what
guys
I was
like
telling.
that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was telling him. Like, hey, Yaz, it don't matter if it's football or track. Yaz will make sure that the coaching staff is protected and
Oh
taken care
yes,
of.
sir.
Like
Yes,
she
sir.
she gonna make sure you got she gonna make sure you got something to drink. She gonna make sure you got something to eat. She gonna make sure all the
Yeah.
kids
She's a
taken
true
care of.
definition of a Gemini, man. She can work the coach side and she can work the parent side at
Yeah.
a perfect
Yep.
blend.
Gonna be
Like
successful. You don't have a
it's
good
no
team.
in between. Like she be like, "Well, coach, the parent said this," and I be like, "Well, damn, yeah, you feel the same way." Well, yeah, I'm a parent, but you can do this, coach. You can do it like this, or you can say it like this, and then yeah, yeah. Everybody should have, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I
That's
told
for
you.
sure. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Give you that.
Everybody need a coach.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Oh my
She
goodness, man! And she'll listen. She'll listen. And she's like, "Well, coach, well, like you got to explain it to him, coach." Like, damn, I got said
Look
this
at
all
her.
the beginning of the year. Well,
Almost
coach,
like
yeah, man, straight up, man. That's hell yeah. Got to
yeah,
have a
she
person
yeah,
like
she gonna tell you if you wrong, and
yeah.
she gonna let you know.
And she's not even a team mom or nothing like that. She's just a parent. She's not a team mom. Brianna was the team mom, but Yaz was just like the glue. Like if anything was wrong, like I can go to Yaz, like Yaz, we need to do this right here. All right, well, we need to do it, and she get it
mm.
done, man. So that
And you
was
need
that was
that,
that
bro.
was dope.
You need that because
That was dope. But
most of us are bull in the china shop, bro.
yeah, there you go. There you go, man. There you go. There you go. Like, see, I used to get in there with the referee. I get on the referee ass. She go over there and pull me. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Just walk away, bro. I'm like, yeah, you
Yeah.
seen that shit? I know, bro, but just
Yeah.
walk away.
Just
Go
trust me
over,
on that.
over
Just
there.
so calmly. But let goddamn Flash not run his route. Coach Khalil, you ain't. Hey, yeah, leave him alone, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, that's
That's
pretty
what's up.
dope right there.
Give it how
Yeah,
she
hell
get it.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
That's what's up, man.
Well, man, hey fellas, man, we at 11 o'clock, man. You know what I'm saying? At an hour and 32 minutes. I don't want to hold you guys no longer. This has been a great talk, man. Great episode right here, man. We gave out so much free game, so much free game for
Absolutely.
you guys, man. Make sure you link up with these guys. We're gonna give you the free game right here. But if you want to get the performance and the results, hit these guys up, man, and see if they can help you take your kid to the next level, man.
Let's see
Just
if.
yeah. Hey, there you go. There you go. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm
Hey,
saying? You can
I
reach.
want to close on this though. Hey, Coach B, I got a program I'm developing. Contact me. I think it'll be ideal for your program.
Okay. Will
Yeah,
do.
Awesome.
we'll put it together because it's a program that I'm launching that is going to be beneficial to all athletes, and
Okay.
I think you'll benefit well from it.
Sounds good.
No
I'll
doubt.
definitely be in
Yeah,
touch, sir.
yeah.
No doubt. That's what it's about over here, man. At the Biz with TBizzle, man. We're gonna bridge these gaps. Hey, we was supposed to get into Jim Harbaugh, but we're gonna get into that tomorrow, man. We're gonna
All right.
we we gonna we're gonna spit some game on because I got a few people I need to talk to about that, man. I don't like to beat on my chest and say I told you so, but the bag, man.
Hey,
Fernando,
look
the
here,
bag.
told you gonna be up when I go to when I get up. You ain't gonna
Man.
You know what I'm saying? We ready to rock and roll, man. Hey, Coach C be ready to rock and roll. I be here sleep like a mother.
yeah, I'll be.
He be ready to rock and roll, man.
Hey, look
So,
here, man.
and
Hey, I'm 50. I'm 54. Them days get shorter, boy. You gotta maximize the
I know
time.
that's right. I know that's right, man.
Hey,
I
man,
Yes,
thank
sir.
appreciate you guys, man. Coach B, man, the speed architect,
Hey,
the
thanks for having me on,
underscore
man.
speed underscore architect on IG. No, you know what I'm saying? And my man Philando Clark, Mr. Muscle. You know what I'm saying?
you,
Big
man.
by
Dog.
Philando at its athletic in impact. Is it impact? At
Yes,
at
athletic training.
athletic training.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man, get at my guys, man. If you want to get right, not just for the youth, man. If you know what I'm saying, you still think you got it out there.
Oh,
You
I
know what I'm
got that
saying?
men's club on. I got that men's
You know
club
what I'm
on.
saying? Got the men's club jumping off, man. You know, get your dad. But I think I might come out there. You maybe one
I
day I
don't
might
know.
have to come and watch first. But I want
Hey, let's go
and
ahead and
I want
sign.
to be shirt off
Out.
shorty. I
Let's do it
tell buttons
live.
all the time. I want to be shirt off shorty. You know?
Hey, T, let's sign the waiver online though. So I don't want
Yeah, let me go have to find a way because good God Almighty, man. Oh man, you know this is but I appreciate you, fellas,
nah,
man. Blessings, man. I cannot do this without my people, man, and I appreciate the support, man. You guys to pull up on me for an hour and 30 minutes to take it out of your time is much appreciated, man. And
Yes,
yeah,
all
I
sir.
right,
won't
Yes,
never
sir.
forget it.
all
Yes,
right.
sir.
Good night, guys.
I
All right, talk to
appreciate it,
y'all later,
man. All
man.
right, fellas, y'all have a good night, man. This is the Biz with TBizzle, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Get at us, man. We going there with it. All right.
All
Peace.
right. Yes, sir.